Hello folks, this is Ernest Cisneros, and in this month's article I talked about how the water cools down and the top water bite is going to turn on. I also talked about it putting single hooks on your top waters. Here I have Gamakatsu live bait hooks with rings, and it really helps you when the floating grass is on the surface. You can still work that bait pretty well. But I want to really mainly focus in this video on talking about when to use a top water and when to use a plastic. If you are throwing the top water, and let me take that notion that fish only bite top waters in the morning or late evening. Fish will bite on the surface throughout any hour of the day. As long as they're, actively feeding, they will hit a top water at midday. But when do I throw, the question is, when do I throw a top water versus a plastic? If you're throwing a top water and you're seeing consistently just, they're bumping it, they're just striking it without getting hooked, and you see a pattern, not just one fish, two fish, three fish, but maybe, a pattern of 6, 10, 12 fish throughout an area or throughout maybe an hour or two, then that tells me that I need to switch back to a plastic and work the middle or the bottom of the water column. Now, let me tell you why. I like to give an analogy on that is, let's say that you and someone else or your partner, you went out to eat and you ate a big meal, you get home, and all of a sudden that person starts popping popcorn, and you're sitting in the living room in a recliner watching TV, and it smells really, really good. And you ask that person, hey, can I have some popcorn? And they said, no, you come get it. Well, you just had a big meal. You're more than likely not going to want to get up and go get the popcorn. But if that popcorn or that person with the popcorn passes right near you, you'll probably want to tell them to stop and grab a handful and eat it. Well, the same thing with fish. If a fish really wanted to eat that top water, they're going to eat it. But if you see them short striking it, slapping it, and a consistent pattern like that, like I said, 6, 10, 12 fish, or an hour or two, then it tells me to go back to a plastic. So again, that's a tip of the day, or the tip of the month. But again, top water versus plastic.